Right, hello again. So what I should be doing, just a small section of track about this long, just for the purposes of the video. And it's about 4 or 5 different processes to actually get to this stage here. And the tools I'm using are a track rubber, a small brush, a stiff brush, a mix of ballast, which is Woodland Scenics Ignore Brown on here. It's not brown. This is just an old bottle which I use for mixing. So I've got 50-50 light grey, medium and fine ballast in here. Give it a good shake up so that it's all mixed together, and then I pour that into a lid from the bottle, and I use that for putting on the ballast onto the track. And that's really all the tools I use, plus a large brush here for when I do the final sweep to get up any excess of the ballast, which I'll show you. Okay, so the first thing I do is to fill the centre with ballast, smooth it down, then do that side and then this side. So here we go. So all it is a case of tipping the lid slightly and using your finger to tap, hence like this. So centre section first, and all I do is tap the ballast and I don't put too much in. So all I want to do is fill that centre section without a massive load of work trying to use paintbrushes etc. to clear it out. So hopefully, if I've got that right, it will just take a couple of sweeps like that. And that's your centre section done. So I haven't used a brush at all in there, and the sleepers are just proud of the ballast. The next thing I do, I might probably block the camera doing it this way, but it's the only way I can do it. So now I'm going to fill between the sleeper edges and the shoulder of the foam. So you have to excuse my arm if I'm blocking at the moment. And it's a case of just gently tapping the lid and moving slowly along to get the ballast on the top of the sleepers on the edge until we get to there. A bit more around here. And don't worry about any of the ballast getting onto that centre section, because we'll wipe that again. And so when that's done, I'll just fill up a bit more. I find that I've got better control if I keep the lid relatively full of the ballast. So then we go along this outer edge to fill that up. Keep tapping till it fills and then gradually move along. Constantly tapping that lid so it's coming out in a controlled manner rather than pouring it on. Until we get to that stage, and then what we do, we get our paintbrush and we just wipe away the excess ballast from that edges of the sleepers. And this is the bit which takes a little bit of time, but I find it very therapeutic to do this. It's a little bit like painting. And all you're doing, you're wiping away the excess ballast. Now I've seen some people use their finger and they run it across like that, which you can do, but I prefer to do it this way because I'm actually wiping away some of the ballast which is in between the sleepers as well. Hopefully, I'm not looking at the camera, so hopefully you're picking up what I'm doing. Right, so that's all wiped away. Now I get the track rubber. You can use anything, I just prefer to use the track rubber. And what you're trying to do here is flatten the ridge which you've now produced by dragging the ballast to the edge. So you get your track rubber and you put it up against the rail and you just gently flatten that ridge out. Like so. Again with the track rubber. You then go along the shoulder at 45 degrees, and really what you're trying to do is two things here, and that is to level the ridge or the shoulder out so it's nice and smooth, and also compress the granules so that when you spray with the water and the glue you don't get a whole load of disturbance of the granules because you've compressed them relatively hard. So you're creating a nice and neat shoulder which follows the shoulder of the track bed foam. Like so. And then in the trough, in the valley, if you see any areas which are a bit light, which I can see here, then you just fill gently to get a fairly even distribution, and then with a finger just gently go over and tamp down that center section. Your finger, or my finger, is the perfect size for doing that. So what we've got now is that centre section there is now complete. It's nice and flat. I've got an even edge or shoulder all the way around on both sides. I've got this track here nicely filled. So all I've got to do is repeat this side here exactly the same as what I did before. So we'll do that now. So it's the edge of the sleepers first and then the shoulder. And it's exactly the same process when you're coming to do points as well. It's just that you've got to be that little bit extra careful when you're doing the points, that you don't get the ballast in between the working areas of the point and the guide rails, and if you do, you just get a brush and brush it out before you glue. Just cover that shoulder completely, and then you can wipe the excess away. Right, so that's all the ballast down for that section, so we just go ahead and wipe like I did on the other side. And what you're after is seeing the edge of the sleepers showing up crisply, and between the sleepers as well. Now this might seem laborious, but actually it doesn't take a huge amount of time. And you can obviously have a break here and there, so there's not an issue, it's not a race. I actually really quite enjoy doing this. I find it very relaxing to do, but I know some people find this the most boring of jobs of all when building a model railway. So there we go. Let's give this track another wipe to get rid of any granules which have popped up. And as I've been going along, I've been taking out the old track pins, which are now no longer required, before I go ahead and glue. So we get the track rubber again. Just make sure that there's nothing on the inside rails. Tamp down the edge, and then tamp down the shoulder to give a smooth finish. And you're compressing, importantly you're compressing the ballast so you don't get a huge amount of movement when you wet and glue the ballast. And there you go. And then what I do is to tidy this edge up, I get this brush here, and with an eye, I don't use a marker or anything, I just use my eye. I then just go round like so to create a smooth finish. Just wipe the excess away. And then again with your track rubber, just tidy up the edge. with the rubber. And that is about it. It's just left a slight edge there, so I'm just going over and redoing that. At this stage you might as well get it right before you glue. There we go, job done. So all I've got to do now on this section is to once again just check all this area for any loose bits of gravel. There's just one or two, but they just come off with your, you can literally pick them off with your paintbrush at this stage. If you do miss any after it's been glued, I just get a scalpel and they just normally ping off. So that's that section done. I will now carry on and finish this last part of the curve, but hopefully that will give you an idea of how I do ballasting. I say it's not the only way to do it by any means. There's various methods. I did use one of those containers which you put on the track and you fill it up with the gravel and then you slide it, but I just found that it pushed in so much and you were constantly brushing away loads and loads and loads of the ballast. So in the end I found it just as quick to do it this way, to be honest, and it's a neater job. So really that's about it. Don't take this as a how-to by any means. I'll keep reiterating that. I'm not showing you how to do it, I'm just showing you how I do it. Please just have a look at other people's videos on how they ballast, and then you can make your own mind up on which method you prefer, or indeed your own method. But this is just how I do mine. Okay, so hopefully you found that of interest, and I'll speak to you again soon. Okay, so bye for now. Hello again. Right, so I've finished off this section now, and I'm pleased with the way it's come out. So I've checked it with a coach, make sure it all runs okay, there's no granules blocking the track, runs silky smooth. So I'm now ready to glue this, which I'll do later on this evening. And what I do for gluing is that I use a spray bottle filled with water and a touch of washing up liquid in it, and that just gets rid of the surface tension. So spray that over the whole of the track, not too much, don't want to get it soaking, just enough to get the glue to follow through with the water. And for the glue I use Elmer's glue, which is an American product, and I mix that 50-50 with water, again with a touch of washing up liquid in it as well, just to help disperse it. And I use this, which is my replacement instead of using a syringe, and I got this tip off of Rob over at File and How, and it works absolutely a dream. You've got full control over this. So instead of the syringe, where I found anyway, that with syringes you used to try pushing it and it would jam and you squirt and you get a great big blob of glue, and it just wasn't very good. Whereas with this, you can take the cap off, this part of the cap here, and you just gently run over it and you have absolutely full control over the amount you want. Absolutely brilliant idea, Rob, and it works a treat. And that is used for putting tomato sauce in, or mustard or something. And I got that off of Amazon. It was literally £1.50 or something. It was very cheap, but it works a dream, absolute dream. So with the Elmer's and this, then the gluing is a absolute doddle now. So that about sums it up. I think that's about all I need to say on this now. So I should glue this tonight and let that dry overnight, and then I can carry on and work my way around to there. So I do it in sections, and that'll be my next section to do before I start going around that curve. So it'll be the crossovers next, and then the other half of that track. And once that's done, I can then make my platforms up. Okay, so before I go, I just want to give a shout out to a chap called Jeff. Now Jeff put his first video up yesterday, and he's been telling me that he's going to put a video up for a little while, and he's done it now. And I must say that this is going to be an interesting layout he's going to be producing. It's his first video, and he's just finished the baseboard, so he's now ready for laying his first set of track. Now the channel is called Trams Junction, because he's going to be basing on not just trains but trams as well. So I'm going to be taking an interest in that, because that should look really nice with trains and trams and railways as well. So nip over to his channel and subscribe for him, support him, because I think I love watching new layouts being built up, and he's right at that very early stage now. So just go over there and subscribe and support the chap. He's a lovely chap. His name's Jeff, and I'll put a card up at the top here somewhere for you to link to for his channel. Right, I think that's about it, folks. So it's all looking good. We're actually getting there. Very pleased with it. And the drawbridge is working fine. I've put the micro switch in now, so that automatically cuts off the power, so no need to worry about that. Yeah, all looking good. So I'll catch you later, maybe at the weekend. You never know, I might even have done that section there. So I'll speak to you later, and I hope this was of interest to you. Okay, so bye for now. Bye.